What's up? Reading a book. Second last mailbag. Awesome. Or not awesome. I enjoy your guys' grade. I don't want to get all emotional here, but certainly not the way would have liked the year to end up. But I've said that before. Very impressed with the job you guys did with all of kind of the questions, especially like in this class and talking to other faculty members. That it seems like I don't know, that I've had a pretty good time with most people getting their stuff in, which is really nice. We're nearing the end of the Cold War. So we'll have one more mailbag video posted on Sunday. And then I'm gonna do a fun video or something like that sometime next week. Maybe I'll see if Mr. Ryan can join. Maybe some guest stars. I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna plan something though. The end of the year award ceremony, something. I'll come up with something. So look for a question sheet for certain questions. Maybe I'll put another question sheet out there. Let's do that. Okay. So first, essential questions. Great job. If I had to give some awards, like if I were giving out candy for people's answers to their essential questions, these are some of the ones I like. Okay. Noah G, like yours. Again, not noticing the countries relying to him. I think, yes, that's a huge thing Carter was dealing with, that he just was naive to countries were just manipulating him. Ryan B, good old Captain America. Think we'd be friends and not realizing the threat with the Soviets. Yeah, I think failing to understand the Soviets were an actual real threat was a huge failure of Carter. Captain Marvel, Sophie S. Carter's biggest failure was letting America get weak, and while the Soviets gained power, Reagan's plan to attack the USSR on every front worked only because America was strong. They had a strong military, economy, and political system. The Americans also believed in their president. You can't try to attack a country you can't handle it yourself. Reagan's time as president was the exact opposite of Carter, and this was the reason why he failed. While Reagan did everything right, Carter did everything wrong. He was so focused on peace he forgot to support a struggling America, and his plans for peace didn't even work. When Reagan came along, he made sure America was strong before he took on the Soviets. It's a great answer, and I think it's especially a great answer too because I'm sure you realize this, but you incorporate a lot of. Oh no, the thing fell! What a surprise that was! And we've adapted, and we're overcoming, and we're not editing it out. Yeah. A lot of American military stuff is that where it's like you can't just plan the battle to win a war. You have to plan out how you're going to supply your troops. You have to plan for absolutely everything possible. And I think that was a failure of Carter and something that Reagan actually did a very good job of. Some other really good answers too. Let's go one more because I know really you guys care most about the funny questions. Riley D, great answer. Really good answers. Estrella, excellent answer. Emma, great answer. Maggie, really good answer. Ollie, really a lot of really good answers. With the second question, do you think one person should be credited with winning the Cold War? Is more complex than that. Really most really there's not a right answer to this. Some historians are very much adamant that without Reagan there is no end of the Cold War, that he really was that much of the deciding factor in things. Other historians are very much of the mindset of it was the culmination of tens of thousands of individuals who either made really big contributions or really small contributions, but in some way contributed to the end of the Cold War. A combination of politicians, military, scientists, writers, musicians, sports stars and athletes. So this is this crazy thing where it's not just one person or a group of people. It's literally the small contributions and sometimes large contributions of tens of thousands of different people who would have never interacted in any other environment. Really like your answers there. Okay, let's go with some of the funny stuff. First, the coffee shop question. What should I name my coffee shop? One, I was kind of kidding about the coffee shop thing, and now the more I've thought about it, I kind of want to open a coffee shop. I think that'd be fun. I think a history-themed coffee shop in Watertown, a real intellectual place of knowledge and weightlifting. A weightlifting/history coffee shop. I like it. Okay, so here's what we got for some names. MIC, Mr. Frank's Hut. Lake A, the American Coffee Shop. This was a pretty common one, cold war coffee or cold coffee with some combination of that. The Cold War Cafe. Okay. Miss Sullivan, Captain Marvel. Freedom Cafe. I like that one. Ryan B. Obviously, this is his words, not mine. Obviously, Steven's Smokehouse Cafe. So, this could be a great idea. It's a coffee shop slash gym slash barbecue place. I'm in. The gym, Hudson F. Not bad. I actually don't like that. Sophie D. Cup of Excellence. I like that one. This is the most confusing answer I got was this one. Drew and Emma's Cold War Coffee from Drew H. So I'm trying to figure out why I would name my coffee shop Drew and Emma's Coffee Shop. I just, you need to explain that one to me. Yeah. Maybe my word for most creative. Elizabeth D. Hot War. A play on Cold War because hot coffee is hot. That's pretty good. That's pretty creative. Riley D. Cold War hot coffee. I like that one too. Very creative. Alexis H. The Hideout. That's a pretty good one for like a Cold War related coffee shop. Estrella V. Frank's Coffee! Exclamation point. So they'd just be screaming at you. Emma W. War Talk with Mr. Frank. Seems an odd name for coffee shop. Brady S. Cold coffee. Hot. No, just war. That one is pretty good. Okay. The two ones that I think I enjoyed the most for different reasons. Hardcore Nick. His coffee shop name for me, The Hands of Justice. I don't get it, but I like it. Because that is what I call these, The Hands of Justice. Enoji, Aggression and Caffeine Obsession. That's pretty good. So Noah, when I start this coffee shop, you can be the manager. Great. Okay, so some serious questions, some funny questions. How about, I'll go 4 minutes left. I'll limit the serious questions because you guys like the funny questions. I have 17 different ones highlighted. So let me go with the ones that are probably the best. Okay. If Reagan were president earlier, do you think he could amass the necessary support from other leaders to win, or do you need the Pope and Prime Minister of his time in order to bring down the Soviets? Sophie, yes. Again, phenomenal question. Me personally, I believe he needed the other two individuals. That any one of the three would have had a positive impact on the direction of the Cold, but I think you needed all three together at the same time to make that happen. If he had been president earlier, is it possible he could have still won the Cold War? No. And the only reason I'm saying that is because Reagan started off as a very different person, ideology-wise, and it wasn't until the late 60s that he began to change into the Cold Warrior, that's one of the nicknames he has, of what he became. And he almost needed that, those formative years in the 60s and 70s to really create his view of how to beat the Soviet Union. And he almost, he needed those, 20 years to do that. I don't think he would have had the awareness or have, the foresight to really develop the proper strategy to beat the Soviets without those 20 years of kind of analyzing and thinking about it. Zach S. Why did Carter not take the Soviet threat seriously? It is one of the great questions of the Cold War why he didn't. There was no reason why he shouldn't have. A lot of people think it was just he was naive. He thought that by being friends with them, it was going to stop their aggressive tendencies, and it was a very naive approach to the world and to foreign policy. Carter had been in the Navy, so you'd think he would have a better awareness of that, and he just didn't. Australia V, if he was so bad, why didn't people help him out? They were on his side. This is talking Carter. He surrounded himself with a really bad cabinet. So sometimes you can be a very average to below average president, but your presidential administration actually works pretty well because you have some really good people around you who know what they're doing and are really intelligent. Carter didn't. So he didn't have those people around him that would say hey, this isn't a good idea, you should do this, or you should do this. Instead, it was a bunch of people who just kind of shared in his views of the Soviets not being a huge threat, and so it just compounded the problems. Okay, funny question. We're going to fire these off. Rapid fire. Chandler H., you should hire me. Maybe, I don't know. But Chandler, you spelled should wrong, because that concerns me. That concerns me. Spell should right, we'll talk. Emily C., can you talk louder? I can. I do have a problem with kind of mumbling a little bit when I talk, so I will try to do that in the future. Hey, why do I want a coffee shop? I think it'd be fun. What's the longest book I've ever read? Sophie S. The Gulag Archipelago. It's about 1,800 some pages. It might be a little longer than that. Again, I've talked about the book before. Crazy messed up book. All true stuff, really gives insight into the like what the Soviet Union was really like and what they did to their people. Franklin C. and Nate P. Both questions are very similar. Are you actually going to get a coffee shop? I'm going to look into this. I'm actually really curious about this. Ty H. What's an animal you never want to be with alone? Butterflies. Don't trust butterflies. Okay. Let's see here. Let me save that one for last. Okay. Drew H. Drew was your favorite student. Not actually a question, definitely a statement. Drew, I did very much enjoy you as a student. So I will leave it at that. Alexis H. What is my favorite book? It's Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink. The book I had before is the second book, The Dichotomy of Leadership, which is also a great book. One of the things I want to do for the America at War classes this year, but the district said, was get every student a copy of Extreme Ownership. I really do think it's that much of a life-altering book. It's that good. The lessons of leadership they're timeless. They're ones where you can use in any aspect of your life. It's not just a military thing. It's just you living as a human being. You become a better person. You have a happier life by doing these things. Australia, that was very nice. I'm not going to read, it's not a question, but, that was really nice. I appreciate that. Let's see here. Emma, who's the best out of me, Ellie, Drew, Estrella, and Lily? Well, based upon what Estrella just wrote to me, which is a very nice comment, it's Estrella. Why you shave your mustache? Hey, when you're getting married this summer, you gotta shave it off. Noah, who's your least favorite president? Oof, man, it actually might be Carter. It might be Carter. I'd have to think about that one, but Carter right now is number one. LBJ is up there. It's LBJ. What he did during the Vietnam War was completely unethical, and he basically just lied to the American public. The more you read about what LBJ did during the Cold War or Vietnam War is disgusting. Dina R, can I get a free coffee when you open up your coffee shop? Yes. Only if Noah says it's okay, since he's going to be managing the coffee shop. Are you going on vacation this summer? I'm not, because when you go on vacation, you don't have a weight room. Gains are what summer's all about. Okay, one more. I can't believe I'm going to go with a serious one and end it. But I will. So, BD, what's the best advice you can come up with? Best advice I can come up with, I'm going to go two different areas. The easiest one is this, be a good person. By far the most important thing you can do in life is just be a good person. Treat other people with respect. That's going to get you a really, really long way in life. The other really good bit of advice I can give, and some people this will ring a bell to other people, two things. Take ownership of everything in your life, where believe that everything is in your power. Because if everything is your fault, it also means you have the power to fix it and change it. Too many people live miserable lives because they sit there and they think they're powerless to change what's in front of them. And it's just not true. For 99% of stuff in your life, you have the power to change it. So if you don't like something in your life, man, don't whine, don't complain, change it. It's a very empowering thing that you're actually in control of your own destiny, that no one else is. I think that's great advice. I think the other one, and this will bother some people, or more annoyed with them, get annoyed with it, but discipline equals freedom. The more self-disciplined you are, the more freedom you're going to have in your life. If you're disciplined in your personal life, in terms of you conducting yourself like a good person, doors are going to open for you, and you're going to have the freedom to do whatever you want as you get older. People who lack that self-discipline, something even simple, just getting up in the morning on time and getting to class on time. People who lack that self-discipline eventually lose their freedom. They lose their freedom in the sense that they don't have the choice to do what they want to do in life because they haven't been disciplined enough to earn that freedom. So I guess will be the three things. Be a good person. Take ownership of everything in your life. Believe everything is in your control. And don't be a person who sits back and complains about the way, the world is. Be empowered. Change it. You have the power to do that. And then practice self-discipline. Remember that discipline equals freedom, and the more discipline you have, the more freedom you're going to have as you get older and older and older, through high school, through college. You do those three things, you're going to have a very successful life, and one day one day you can open up your own coffee shop, and you'll hire me, because I'll probably be fired by then. So, you guys have a great weekend. The weather should be nice this weekend. Get outside, get some vitamin D, play some catch. Still practice social distancing. But enjoy the fact that summer is upon us. A little longer video, but there's a lot of really good questions. I wanted to answer them. Okay, you guys have a great weekend. I'll talk to you later. Camera's there. Believe in yourself. Believe in your country. Take ownership of your own life. Discipline equals freedom. I'll catch you on the flip side.